For the longest time, I wanted to be liked and accepted. I wanted to fit that mold, whatever it meant to be cool or a great artist or a cool person to be around or what have you. But I've recently come to terms with the fact that you're not gonna be everybody's cup of tea. That you're not gonna be for everyone, and that isn't a bad thing. It's honestly a gift. I've recently found that accepting who you are and being your authentic self can lead you to people who will love you for who you are, who will remind you that you're enough, who will buy your silly, weird art, who will see and resonate with you and your story. And I think that is a beautiful thing, more than being liked by many. Being accepted by the few who see you for who you are is honestly more precious than gold. But before I go on a whole tangent, I want to just say hello. My name is Sydney. I go by the Blind Artisan because I am a artist that is visually impaired, and I'm on a mission to become the best artist I can possibly be. And I'm so honored to have you here. On this channel, I typically create vlogs that not only share a little slice of my life and my little creative journey, but also share a little bit of insight that I've been sort of learning along the way. So if that's something that you are interested in, I am so grateful to have you here on my little journey, and hopefully we can continue to grow as people and as artists together. So grab a cozy drink, maybe put on your coziest socks, or do something that you've been meaning to do, and let's just have this conversation about authenticity and learning to be okay with being ourselves, no matter who likes us or not. You may be wondering what I am preparing for in this video, and I'm actually preparing for my very first market in months, and I feel like this is the biggest test of authenticity because a lot of times at markets there's so many different kinds of things like candles and pottery and clothing, and then there's me and my art, and I always feel a little bit afraid because I know that my art is a little bit different, a little bit trippy, as some people will say, and it's sometimes really scary to put myself out there where I know that maybe only a select few people will resonate with what I have to share. Don't mind me, I'm just propping my little phone up on my mom's car, but I don't know if you can see, but the setup is here. Okay, we are market ready. And I am excited and nervous because we are talking to people today and we're hopefully gonna sell some art, which is awesome. So, yay! I'm so nervous, I'm so excited, but I think it's gonna be a great day regardless. So, let's go. When I was on my way, I was feeling so nervous. I could finally feel the goosebumps just bubbling up and the butterflies in my stomach, and oh my goodness, because not only is it just strange being at a market and sharing your art, but as someone who has social anxiety, it's something that makes me so nervous because peopling is hard sometimes. Just explaining your work, something that's so intimate to you, it can be really, really difficult. But I was pleasantly surprised of how many people showed up to my booth and how many kind words I received on my art. And honestly, it made me feel so whole and so accepted. Hi, I thought I would check in on you guys while we're at the market, and I feel like it's going really, really well. A lot of people are just really nice, and there's amazing vendors here too. So it's just been a really, 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 really good experience. So, yay! And while not everybody stopped by my booth, the people who did were like rays of sunshine, just making my day even brighter. And I know that it's important for us to love ourselves enough to know our worth, but knowing that people resonated with my art made me feel like my art could actually go somewhere, that it means something to people. And seeing that in a face-to-face interaction really meant a lot. I know that me mentioning that being accepted by some people who resonate with my art really meant a lot and it made me happy. And maybe it is a little contradicting, especially when I think it means a lot to care about what you think. But I think two things can exist here at once. I think that feeling happy to be accepted for who you are is a beautiful thing because it takes a lot of courage to put yourself out there and put your art out there to either be accepted or maybe to not find those people that resonate with your work just yet. So, knowing that I had the courage to put my work out there and to somehow stumble across people who really like vibed with it and enjoyed it meant a whole lot. And it kind of reminds me of the situation with my mugs. A couple weeks ago I had a launch where I launched these mugs that I'm making right now, and it was a little bit of a risk because I decided to make something for myself, something that I feel like I am part of a community of, but just didn't know where they were at just yet. And this is the tea drinking, coffee loving community because, oh my goodness, I love morning coffee. I love afternoon tea. And so I decided to make my own mugs. But I feel like in this case, when I launched them, I stumbled across other kindred spirits, people who were also tea lovers and coffee lovers, and that made me happy. So I think there's something beautiful about being accepted for who you are genuinely, whether it is a tea loving artist that you are or whether it's something else. But being able to have that courage to put yourself out there is a beautiful thing. And when you're accepted, it makes all the nerves, all that anxiety that it took to get to the point where you are, all the more worth it. So, if you take anything away from this, I want you to remember that it's so important for you to embrace who you are because someone may resonate with your story, someone may resonate with just the work that you create and how you create it. And you won't be able to find those people unless you just jump, unless you just take that leap and just say, screw it. Like, even if my people aren't out there, I deserve to be out there, you know? And yeah, that's just my take on it. And I have to say, it took me a long time to get to that point. As someone who grew up with albinism and in a school of people who didn't look like me and in a family of people who didn't necessarily look like me, it took me a while to learn to be okay with being different and be okay with the little things that I bring to the table. And for that, I learned so many lessons, and it's been a beautiful life experience so far, I think. An experience full of learning, growing, and self acceptance. And at the end of the day, I feel really happy because I am surrounded by people who know me and who care about me and who support my art, and I am so grateful. So, even if you're afraid to put yourself out there, even if it seems scary at first, just know that even if it doesn't happen overnight or as soon as you want it to, your people are out there and you're so worthy of being loved and being accepted as you are. I know I've been sharing a lot of my thoughts on this topic, but if you're someone who has been going through something similar or who has been on a journey of self acceptance and maybe unlearning a few things, it would be really cool if you could leave some of your wisdom in the comments so that we can all continue to learn and grow and share our stories, because I feel like this topic is really important even if you're not an artist, even if you are just a creative or just a human being experiencing life. Learning to accept yourself and to embrace who you are and to find your people is important, because finding our own community of people who accept us makes life way less lonely and way more fun and joyful. And it's always so therapeutic to know that we don't all have it figured it out and that we're all just on our own personal journeys. I think it's really lovely. Oh no. Well, friend, I have to ask you, what is your why? Your why for creating art, your why for whatever you love to do, whatever you feel called to. Why do you do it? I think for me, when it comes to my art, my why is to make the world a little bit more colorful. With my vision, it's one of the things that is easiest for me to see is color. Beyond value, beyond detail, it's color. And so my main mission has been to find a way to infuse color into day-to-day things like my little mugs and other things too, like my prints and my skateboard decks and my hoodies too. Just any way that I can make the mundane feel more magical, colorful, beautiful. I am going to try to do that because I feel like the little things really make the biggest difference in our day to day lives. It really makes our lives just a little bit more magical and enjoyable, in my opinion. So, yeah, what is your why? Why do you create? Why do you do what you do? What is your mission? What do you feel like your purpose is? I think in knowing what our purpose is, what our why is, it can open up a lot of doors as far as new friendships, new connections, and it can close doors that maybe we weren't ready to close, like the people that we wanted to please, the people that we thought we were catering our art to. Um, I think it can bring a lot more self awareness to what we're doing and what path we should be taking. And I noticed that, like, the reason why certain people gravitate to my art is because maybe they do resonate with the idea of having colorful work in their spaces. So, of course, I can't cater to somebody who just likes black and gray art, right? It has to be someone who maybe aligns with that simple value that I align with. So, I think in knowing ourselves and creating with purpose and just having a deeper understanding of who we are as artists and individuals can really clear up so many things for us. It can get us out of this people pleasing trap of wanting a lot of people to resonate with our art and get into more of a intimate community, which I think is more valuable in the end. And I think in having a deeper understanding of self and allowing yourself to explore what you love creating, why you love creating, can make people pleasing feel a little less pleasing. And instead, it can make you maybe be drawn to deeper connections with people who are maybe kindred spirits. But hey, I guess I'm just speaking from personal experience, and these are just my little thoughts. But let me know what you think about this topic, or if you have anything else you would like to add. But yeah, these are my thoughts. Anyway, I am currently working on a little banner for my mom's company. She has this thing called Curl Corner, which is going to be a collective of curlies, people with curly hair, that get to share advice with each other and learn about their hair with each other. And so we wanted to create this really cozy vibe. So I tried to create this illustration that includes three girlies with different ethnicities and different hair types to obviously symbolize inclusivity and just show them in a cute, cozy corner. Honestly, I wish my room looked like this. It's just so cozy and inviting. And we just wanted to give this inviting, colorful, cozy vibe just to sort of promote her curl corner. So it's super exciting, and I really love how this banner came out, and it made me realize that maybe I would like to dive into more immersive and atmospheric art in the future. I started doing it with my self-portrait of myself and my pet snake, but I think I would like to sort of expand and see what else I could create and maybe paint it by hand. So yeah, this was a lot of fun, and I hope you really like how it comes out and you liked watching this process. I think the beautiful thing about learning to know yourself and have a deeper understanding of self and knowing your why is that we are always going to be changing. We're always going to be evolving, and our purpose and our whys may change as we grow and evolve as people. And so I don't want this video to be something with a moral that's like, people don't resonate with my art or with me, well, screw them. Because who knows, maybe one day I will create black and gray art, and then that will open me up to a whole new community. Or maybe I'll create art for wine bottles, and it'll expose my love for wine or something like that, and that'll open me up to another community. I feel like the it's all limitless. The options are limitless. The communities are limitless, and I think that's a beautiful thing. But I think finding people who are where you are right now and who can meet you where you are is so comforting and so beautiful. And I just want you to know that those communities are out there for each and every single one of you. Your art is meant to take up space. Your art is meant to resonate with someone, and you have this beautiful and unique voice that deserves to be heard if you want it to. So, yes, your art isn't for everyone, but the unique communities that you get to be a part of and that you are a part of makes that even more special and makes those communities even more special. Today, I decided that I wanted to go out and actually draw outside. I haven't painted on canvas in a while, and I recently thrifted up some new wood panels, which is so exciting. So I decided to create a little draft sketch and get to sketching because I just want to paint for myself again. And so I decided to create a snake drawing that is climbing a bonsai tree, which I thought would be so cool because I have a pet snake and he loves his little plant pot. He sleeps in it literally every day. If he's outside of his hide, that's where he is, and it's so cute. And so I thought, what would be something compositionally fun that would embody him sleeping in a plant pot? And I was like, wow, what if he's climbing up a bonsai tree? Because I'm sure if he had one, he would love to climb it. So, yeah, this is the kind of concept that I came up with, and it was so much fun. And I feel like ever since I've gotten my pet snake, it has, again, opened me up to this new community and this new type of art that I love to create. Don't get me wrong, I have always been infatuated with snakes before, but it's different when you own one and you get to see their mannerisms and get to appreciate just the way that they are. I think it's just so lovely and it just inspires my work so, 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 so much. After embarking on my journey to know myself and to embrace myself, something that I've learned is as you find your community, as you find yourself, you'll realize that all those times that you were trying to mold into someone digestible, someone that you thought people would like, after all those times, you realize that you were already too cool for school to begin with, and that you didn't need to change, not unless you wanted to for yourself. And that in the end, the real key was learning to know yourself, accept yourself, and by doing that, everything would just fall into place. Hello, my beautiful friends, and thank you so much for making it this far into my little vlog. I am so happy that you're here and you made it to this point. In this portion of the video, I just wanted to share a few updates because there are some things that I didn't get around to filming in this video that I filmed in other videos. So I just want to let you know how those things came along. In my previous video, I was working on a helmet design and that design is finished. It was my very first piece of vector art ever, and I've never really seen my work in that way. And to be honest, Illustrator has always scared me. Still kind of does, but a little bit less. And I feel like it came out really, really well. And I love it. And I feel like I could see myself using Illustrator for my art if I have to. Procreate is still queen. Is still my app of choice, but if I have to do vector art, I feel a little bit less afraid to use Illustrator, and I feel like I could make something happen in there. Second update is my little pallet couch. Some of you may know that I arranged these cushions in this area in my last video, but I didn't have a pallet, so it was really unstable, and all the cushions were like floppy and stuff. But I was making it work. It was still comfortable. But my mom recently had something delivered that was delivered on a pallet, so I got to clean it up and bring it down here and use it. And I love using pallets. Some of you may not know this, but I have a pallet bed, so it only makes sense to have a pallet couch. And I just think it's really fun to reuse things and to just be a little bit more sustainable. Plus, it just makes the perfect base. I mean, what can I say? And they're just easy to find. So if you're just in the lookout for a new couch, a new bed, consider using a pallet if you need a really, really cheap option. I feel like it's really fun and it's sustainable too, which is also awesome. And Another update is I started a personal project in my last video, and I haven't made too much progress on it, but I want to show it here. I feel like it's coming along really, really, really well, and I'm actually thinking this might be a Gemini piece in the making, which I feel like I'm locking myself in by saying that, but I like the idea of having like this red person and this blue person, and in the middle is this purple person, because I'm not sure if you've ever seen Steven Universe, but there's this character called Garnet, and they are actually made out of two characters, Sapphire and Ruby, which Ruby is red and Sapphire is blue, and they make Garnet, which is purple. And I just think that concept is really cool, especially for something like Gemini. So maybe, fingers crossed, this could be the final Gemini piece, and maybe I'll actually finish it. But I feel like it's coming along pretty well, and it's actually scary how much I'm enjoying it. So we'll see, and I'll continue to keep you updated. But yes, those are my updates. I just want to say thank you so much for just your support, you being here, you listening to me yap. It means so much, more than I can explain. And I hope that this topic of knowing that you're not everybody's cup of tea didn't come off negative but empowering, because I feel like when you know that you're not for everyone, then you're able to really cherish the people that you are for, whether that is your art, whether that is just you as a person. I think life becomes so much more lighter and freeing when you're surrounded by people who love you and appreciate you, your work, and everything about you for how it is and not for how you feel like you should be. Because, yeah, I know that I've definitely been there when it comes to wanting to be different and wanting to fit the mold that I feel like I should be fitting. But the truth is, we are the way we are for a reason, and there is space for our authentic self. So I hope that you can walk away from this video knowing that you are enough, and that your people are out there, and that you're not alone, and that we're all on this journey of learning who we are, figuring out what our path is, all these things. We're on this journey together. So, yeah. But thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you have an amazing day, and I hope I get to see you in the next one. Until then, bye.